Introduction and History of Literature. The first literature predates writing from widespread Bronze Age farming and shepherding cultures dating to perhaps 4000 BC. Several prosperous civilizations grew. The most fully developed of these stretched along the Nile River in Egypt, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in what is now called the Middle East, along the valley of the Indus River in today's Pakistan, along the islands and shores of the Aegean Sea, and down the Yangtze and Yellow rivers of China. These civilizations appear to have had many things in common. The major myths that constitute the earliest continuing literature show considerable similarities. For example, many have a god king who is killed, dismembered, and later resurrected. The god is Osiris in Egypt, Tammuz in Babylonia, Adonis and Dionysus in Greece, and Attis in Phrygia. The god king's wife, later his mother, who is often the central agent in God's rebirth or resurrection, has an equally multiple identity. The continuing descent even today of this body of myth links modern man with his oldest identity in the birth, death, vegetation cycle of life itself. Many of the early myths also reflect the engineering and astronomical breakthroughs achieved most notably by the Sumerians that discovered a useful mathematics of proportion and time. These myths were the beginnings of man's ability to control his own destiny. They served also as a source of power for those who understood the mysteries, a narrow class of priests or administrators. One of the earliest collections of myths is the Babylonian Assyrian epic of Gilgamesh. One of its heroes seeks magic to bring a friend back to life. He fails, and for his presumption is punished with death himself. The story was probably a way of warning men against playing God. At the same time, it is a first taste of the mixture of skepticism and terror that has characterized man-centered literature ever since.